everybody. So in this video I'm going to show you how to clean your computer case's dust shield. Some cases have a dust shield so that way dust doesn't go across the board if you have an intake fan. This is my daily use computer. I use this on a daily basis. This is what I use to look for jobs, surf the web, download software that you see me test. Every 6 months I like to clean it out because, as you can see behind me there, it is full of dust. Now here's the problem with dust. Dust causes a thermal layer like a blanket and it keeps heat in. As I stated, a blanket, when you put it over you, keeps your body heat near your body, keeping you warm. If you do that to a computer part, you can actually heat it up. And if it gets too hot, you could start popping capacitors and you could damage certain things. So, how this works, you take, after you get a part, you take, they call the stuff dust off, but this is the dollar store version. They call it electronics duster. It's a small can, it doesn't hold very much, but it works for the average user. I have it, I like to have the big cans around. The reason I like to have the big cans around is so, because I do a lot of stuff. I have a lot of electronics, a lot of things that need it. So, okay, let's get started here. I'm going to slide my case out, as you can see here. I'm going to cut the power to it so I don't accidentally turn the computer on while I'm working on it. So every computer case, you can take the front off the case, PC wise. I'm sure you could do the same thing with the Mac. I've never done it, so I don't know very much about that. So I'm going to pull the side of my case off here. And on these tabs, if you could see it, this particular case has a tab you push down and and what will happen is it's on a hinge, so it'll slide out just like this. Right? So this is the front of my computer case. There is so much dust in here, my computer started to run a little funny, and then I realized I haven't cleaned this out in a long time. As you can see, if I turn it around here, if you could see it, you can see an indentation of the intake fan right here. So before I clean the dust shield out, you want to take your dust off, as I like to call it, and spray. So now, this particular case has a tab right here, and you just pull up on it. And as you can see, all that dust just came out. Look at this. This is all dust. This is preventing air from going through your computer and keeping it cool because I have an intake fan. So what you want to do, I have to vacuum this up. And that's what I'll do. Go like this. If you could see it, all the dust flying around. And as you can see, this looks a little better. Alright, so now what you do is once you get it looking halfway decent, just like this, you take this, put the dust shield screen back in, just like this, push it down, there we go. So now you reinstall it. Had to pick the computer up a little bit. Turn it. There we go. Now what you want to do after is take electronics wipe, which unfortunately I don't have any right now, but I'll do that a little later, and just wipe the front of the case down so that way there's no issues with it. So now what you do, bring the side of your case around, and I have an intake fan on here. I have two intake fans and I have two exhaust fans. I have an intake on the front and an intake on the side just to get maximum airflow. I have an exhaust fan at the top, coming out of the top of the case, and I have one coming out of the middle of the case on the back. Now I never used to have that set up. I had one fan coming in on the top, and the one halfway down was an exhaust fan, so air was just getting sucked in and sucked out and wasn't really doing anything productive. So I put the side of the case on. Let me clean the side here. Yes, this computer is very, very dusty. I know, before anybody says it. Alright, so I got first screw in. I'll put the other one in. Straighten your machine out to where you had it. There. Power it on. And if you can see it, I'm not sure if you can see it, I have a fan in there that's blue, and you can see it perfectly. So when the light goes, in this case, when the light goes very dim on that fan, I know I need to clean it out. So, the reason you want to do this is to prevent anything happening to your system. Anything can happen to your system, okay? And the problem is, if you have a high-end desktop, the components for that are going to be high-end as well. So, anyway, that's it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.